Okay, so we have done 4 techniques of stress management yesterday: the meditation, the relaxation technique, the biofeedback, and creative visualization. Now we are starting with the new technique, CBT, the cognitive behavioral technique. This is very famous and effective technique in treating various kinds of disorders. Now, under this technique, what does they do? It has been given by, first of all, this effective method developed by Mission Bum. Please underline the name of the psychologist who has given this. Now, what is the essence of this approach? This approach tells that it is necessary to replace negative and irrational thoughts with positive and rational ones. See, when we talk about cognitive aspect of our behavior or of our personality, you all know cognitive aspect includes all the mental processes, and basically it includes the thinking process. So we all have created an image of ourselves, as we have done in chapter number 2. What is self? The ideas, the thoughts, the experiences about yourself, about you as an individual. Yes. So in this technique, they are stressing upon that if we will form rational and positive thoughts about ourselves, we will not be able to, or will not be facing the disorders or any kind of stressful situation to that extent. So it is very necessary to build up a very positive and rational kind of belief system about yourself. So this therapy is doing this thing. Now there are 3 main phases of this technique. The first one is assessment. As name is suggesting, in this phase, the psychologist or the therapist is assessing. Now, assessment is done always from the viewpoint of the client. Suppose a client comes to me and he is telling about his problems, about his issues, about the challenges. So I will look at those problems from which point, from whom's point of view? From the client point of view. So this is the first requirement under assessment. Now, second phase is known as stress reduction techniques. So we talk about stress reduction technique. They apply various kinds of techniques under this procedure. Suppose a person is suffering from any kind of phobia, right? So there is a technique, systematic desensitization. So the therapist may apply that, or simple, if stress is there, so he can suggest to practice yoga, meditation, different exercises, relaxation technique, biofeedback technique, as we have just done, right? So in the stress reduction techniques, the therapist is suggesting certain techniques. Now in the third phase, application and follow through. These are closely linked. Application means when you have acquired that positive belief system about yourself. Yes, you have created a positive belief about yourself that I am a good person, I am a capable and confident person. Yes, and I am able to achieve whatever I have desired in my life. So when you make this belief system stronger, you will apply this thinking in your daily task, in your daily routine, in your real life situations. So that is known as application, when you are applying something practically, right? Follow through is also closely linked, as what happen in various kind of therapies. After the client has done with the therapy, with the therapist, so the therapist now follow up that particular client. The therapy is done, the sessions are over, but still the therapist is following or taking the follow-up from that client, that how the life is going on. Is there any change you have noticed? How is the condition? What was it earlier? Now what changes are you noticing? Is there any improvement? So this is known as taking up the follow-up or follow through. So these are the main phases of CBT. Remember the name of the psychologist who has given this? Stress reduction involves learning the techniques of reducing stress, such as relaxation and self-instruction. Various techniques we have done, you can name them, or you can name these two techniques: relaxing yourself, yes, and self-instructing yourself. Whenever you instruct yourself positively, this technique really works on. So this is all about CBT, cognitive behavioral technique. The next one is exercise. As it is very general, very common term, I just read it out for you. Exercise can provide an active outlet for the physiological arousal experienced in response to stress. Regular exercise improves the efficiency of the heart, enhances the function of the lungs, maintains good circulation, lowers blood pressure, reduces fat in the blood, and improves the body's immune system. So this is very general. You all know what are the advantages of doing exercise. So you're going to write that under this heading. And it is always suggested by the experts that at least 4 times a week for 30 minutes at a time, it is required. At least you do 4 times during a week, and the session could last at least for 30 minutes. It could be prolonged also, but 30-minute exercise 4 days a week is required to show the positive changes in your body. So this is all about stress management techniques, right? Now we are starting with the next heading, next subtopic. Promoting positive health and well-being. Now, under this heading, what we are emphasizing, we promote positive health and well-being. Many people sail through and rebuild their lives very positively. They are likely to have constructive attitudes and also have lots of emotional and social support of various kinds available to them. Now they are telling you that why some people are able to fight with the challenges very effectively, why not others? Yes, there is a question. So all of us knows what is the answer, because those people are utilizing their capacities to the fullest, as well as they are taking the help of others also. If we talk about the social, economic, uh, right, the social support network as we talk, so these people are having sufficient social support, as well as they have personal resources also. That is why they are able to fight with the situation very successfully. Now what it will lead, it will make us more stress fit for future crises. If we are able to fight certain challenges successfully, it will build, first of all, the confidence inside you, and it will make you stress fit for the future crisis. Because stress is a part of human life. You cannot expect a smooth life without any stress, without any anxiety. As in the beginning of the chapter, I told you there is a positive stress, use stress. So that is always required to give your best performance, right? So stress is a part of our life, and we have to make ourselves so immune, so efficient to fight with the different stressful situations we are facing in our life. Now, under this heading, a very important term has been given by psychologist named Kobasa, stress resistant personality. What he has given? He has given the characteristics of a stress resistant personality. What is it all about? Kobasa have shown that people with high levels of stress but low levels of illness share 3 characteristics, which are referred to as the personality traits of hardiness. Now, the people who are having high level of stress in their lives, but still they have low levels of illness. Children, now can you relate the things which we have done in this chapter as stress and your body, the stress and your immune system are closely related? Yes or no? But there is a very general question must be arising in your mind after reading this line. If a person is having very high level of stress in his life, how is he able to maintain the low level of illness? Yes, but yes, there are certain persons, there are certain personalities. If you will just see around you, many political leaders are there, many famous personalities are there. To name some of them, just take the example of Amitabh Bachchan, a very known actor of Bollywood. Yes, he is very aged also. I think 65 plus or 70 plus. He's 70 plus. Still, he is doing all the activities. He is doing all the things in his life. He is working also, taking part in social programs also. He's very active on the social media as well, right? So how is able to deal with all kind of stress? See, if various activities, various things are there, obviously stress will be there. It is for sure. But he has learned, he has made himself so stress fit that he is able to face all these things very in a very organized manner. Same if I give example of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Yes, how much can you imagine how much stress that person is facing when the responsibility of whole country is on your shoulders, when everyone is looking at you with so much of hope. You can just imagine how much stress that person is going through. But still, can really heard about he's suffering from any kind of disease or any kind of illness? It happens very rarely. Seasonal diseases are there, we all suffered from it. But how that though these type of persons are managing the things very efficiently. So these were the just real life example. You can give your own example. It would be very good if you give your own example to explain this. So stress resistant personality given by Kobasa, he said there are three characteristics which are known as personality traits of hardiness. Please underline this word, hardiness. Now, what are those three characteristics? All are starting from C. So it is known as the three C's. Underline this also. The first C stands for commitment. The second one stands for control. And the third one stands for challenge. Now you're going to explain all the three terms very briefly. You all understand the meaning of all these three terms: commitment, control, and challenge. Now give a brief definition of hardiness also, that what does it mean? Hardiness is a set of beliefs about oneself, the world, and how they interact. What is it all about? Hardiness is a set of beliefs about two things. First of all, about yourself and the world, and the third one about three things, that how these two things are interacting. You should have a very clear belief system about yourselves. Second one, you should know about the world also, what challenges are there, what could be the stress producing situations in your life in future, right? And how you're going to interact the two things very effectively. So this is all about hardiness. Now we just discuss very briefly the three terms. If we say it takes shape as a sense of personal commitment to what you are doing, a sense of control over your life, and a feeling of challenge. See, stress resistant personalities जो होती हैं, they have control. Control मतलब they have a sense of purpose, goal, direction in their life. Commitment, you all understand that if you have committed to certain things, you have to do those things in any condition, right? Commitment to work, family, hobbies, and social life. you're committed to all these things. It is not that you are only focusing upon your work and neglecting the others, but you are committing to all these things which are important in your life. It could be different for different people. Yes. Challenge is what? That you have to face the situation, you have to come up with the challenge very successfully. They see changes in life as normal and positive rather than as a threat. Challenge ko if you will start taking positively, and you will start taking it that these are certain changes. See, life will always not remain the same, as every day is not same. Each day is different in a manner. Yes, some days are very good, some days are a little bit annoyed. Yes, you feel very irritating on some days. The same way life is also just like that. So if you are taking certain changes in your life positively, and you will see them that yes, these changes are important, and you will turn those changes into opportunities. So these are the characteristics of whom? Stress resistant personalities. So let me brief out the things under this heading. Who has given the name of the psychologist? What is the definition of hardiness? It is also known as the three C's: commitment, control, and challenge. Just give brief introduction about these three terms. Give a real life example to make it more effective. This answer. So write important on stress resistant personality from exam point of view, right? Now turn on the pages. Page number 64. Life skills. We are also continuing this. Another topic, the last topic of this chapter is life skills. Now, what are life skills? Please pay attention to the definition. We all understand the term, but how you're going to define it in a precise manner. Life skills are abilities for adaptive and positive behavior that enable individuals to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of everyday life. These are what? Again, the same things, life skills, as a skill word is there. Yes. So life skills are abilities for adaptive and positive behavior. So these are the abilities which a person has to develop inside his personality to deal with the challenges effectively and efficiently, right? So there are different kinds of life skills given in the chapter. Let's start with the first one, assertiveness. We talked about this term earlier also. Maybe any one of you remember also. What is assertiveness? Assertiveness is a behavior or skill that helps to communicate clearly and confidently our feelings, needs, wants, and thoughts. See, it happens sometimes, yes, in our life, whenever some of your friend comes to you and asks for a help. Suppose a very easy example, your exams are approaching and your friend has lost his or her notebook in which all the notes are there. Just a day before, your friend is asking for the help, please give me your notebook so that I can study. And it is not possible for you two people to study at the same place. Houses are very far away. Now what you will do? In this situation, if a person says yes to that friend and give his or her notebook to that person, who is suffering in this case? You're going to suffer. So this is the lack of assertiveness inside you, because you are not able to communicate the proper feelings at the right time to the right person. When there is a need to say no, very clearly you said yes, or you were not able to communicate properly, right? So that shows lack of assertiveness inside you. Simple assertiveness to become confident, about how to communicate your feelings clearly. It is the ability to say no to a request, to state an opinion without being self-conscious. Sometimes it happens during WhatsApp chat. You must have realized when we are in a group and we are having a written debate through chatting on a particular topic, right? So it happens that there is difference of opinion. Some are praising BJP, some are criticizing. If you are favoring BJP, suppose, then what you will do? You have your own different opinions, which are not, mixing up with the opinions of others. But still, if you are writing those, or if you are showing it to the people that this is my opinion, I think in this way. You are not saying that your opinion is wrong, but at the same time, you are also expressing yourself, giving your opinion very clearly, giving the logics also sometimes very relevant one. So this is all known as to be assertive, right? If you are assertive, you feel confident and have high self-esteem and a solid sense of your own identity. See how many advantages are there. You will become high self-esteem, high self-confident, and a solid sense of your own identity. A very clear belief about your identity. It will start emerging in your mind, right? The second one is known as time management. I think this is very much clear with you people more than me. What is time management? The way you spend your time determines the quality of your life. Learning how to plan time and delegate can help to relieve the pressure. If you are able to manage your time properly, in a way you are decreasing the stress level. If you are doing all your things on the time, yes, obviously you are decreasing the stress which may be produced by the things which you haven't done. So how effectively you are managing your time, it depends on being realistic about what you know, and that you must do it within a certain time period. See, why we always use this word be realistic, be realistic. Suppose I know I'll not be able to complete 4 chapters in 2 days in any situation. This is beyond my capacity. I know my capacity, but still I'll make a timetable that I'll complete 4 chapters by 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. And now I'll not be able to achieve that goal. So gradually what it happens, it will arise lot of stress and anxiety inside me, and somewhere it is deteriorating my physical health also, and the concept, the belief system about myself. I'll start to a concept that I'm not able to achieve the things, the targets of my life. I'm not that efficient. So please be realistic. If you can do only 2 chapters, then make the timetable of those 2 chapters. And then if you're able to achieve it, it will create a positive image of yourself in your own eyes. The next life skill is rational thinking. What do you mean by rational? Rationality means what? When logics are there, when certain validity is there, yes, if you can prove certain things, a rational thinking should be there. The way you think and the way you feel are closely connected. When we are stressed, we have an inbuilt selective bias to attend to negative thoughts and images from the past, which affect our perception of the present and the future. See, a very important thing they are saying, that whenever we are stressed, we always have a very selective inbuilt bias. Why? How does this selective bias develop? Biases about the things which we have encountered in the past. So through those situations which we have encountered in past will form what? A negative image of ourselves, and it will affect what? The perception of the present and the future. So it is always suggestible that Just forget your past, focus upon your present and your future as well. Some of the principles of rational thinking are challenging your distorted thinking and irrational beliefs, driving out potentially intrusive, negative, anxiety provoking thoughts, and making positive statements. Simple things are there. How can you achieve the rational thinking? First of all, to just start ignoring or eliminating the distorted thoughts, the distorted reality. As we have talked about this in defense mechanism, whenever we distort reality, we use defense mechanism. To some extent, it is normal, but please leave this habit to always distort reality by giving illogical or irrational reasons. Start developing a positive statement, a positive thinking, a positive kind of self instructions to you. So, rational thinking all over means start developing the positive belief system about yourself, focus on present and future, forget about the past, and start developing giving the rational and logical reasons behind any behavior, and stop giving the distorted reality excuses. So these all things come under what? Rational thinking. Now next is improving relationships. This is very simple, just reading out for you. The key to a sound, lasting relationship is communication. Now they are focusing upon the communication. If you want to have a very sound and very good, cordial, harmonious relationships in your life, whether with your family members, whether with your friends, with anyone, you have to focus upon what? The communication. You all have heard this thing also. Whenever you are having any conflict or you stop talking to anyone, do not do that. Always keep open the ways, the paths of communication. Talk to the person and clear your doubts through communication, through talking, through expressing your opinions and beliefs. What else in this? This consists of 3 essential skills. Now, what are they? Listening to what the other person is saying, expressing how you feel and what you think, and accepting the other person's opinion and feelings. So first, what they are saying, it consists of 3 essential skills. First, you have to express yourself, your feelings, your emotions, your thinking. Then after that, start accepting the other person's opinions and feelings also, right? And how you feel and what you think, you have to express that thing also. So it also requires us to avoid misplaced jealousy and sulking behavior. What it will help? It will avoid misplaced jealousy. You will start having jealousy with your friend if you have a proper communication, right? And sulking behavior, that always there you must have seen people always complain for everything, always sulk for everything, that this is not good, always blame everyone else except themselves. So you will be able to overcome all these negative behavior, to have jealousy with someone, or the sulking behavior, the complaining behavior, right? So I'm just ending the class today as the time is about to over. We'll start with other skills from tomorrow. Ma'am, you can stop the recording.